Dear Santa, I've been a very good girl this Christmas. Please could you deliver the best evidence, prime suspects galore, and help me catch the killer? Welcome to the TV show with only one question. Who done it? Welcome to a very festive Armchair Detectives, the show where these 15 murder mystery enthusiasts will be hoping to solve a fictional deadly crime. Our detectives will sift through the evidence from a case set in Mortcliffe, the village with its fair share of nightmares before Christmas. Helping them solve the crime is Mortcliffe's dream police team, D.I. Knight, DC Slater and Scene of Crimes officer Simmons. Before we head to Mortcliffe for the first time, let's meet our Armchair Detectives. Hello and happy festive season! Hello! Oh, they're so Christmassy. Only 3 of you play each day, so please take your armchairs. Bola, Dipak and Eloise! The detectives who guess the killer correctly will add another one of these to their collection. Yes, it's the golden magnifying glass. Ooh! Never gets any less exciting. Bola, tell me, what have you loved about appearing on Armchair Detectives?
I think my ultimate moment was getting my magnifying glass. Yeah, it's just been great all round.
And I have loved your shoes every time.
Thank you.
Dipak, tell me, how have you enjoyed appearing on Armchair Detectives? What have you enjoyed?
There are places in Scotland that I don't want to live, even if they are fictional.
Yes.
But,
yes, although it is balmy weather at times, as we've discovered. Eloise, you've been a fantastic contestant due to changing your strategy every single time you've appeared on the show. Have you enjoyed Armchair Detectives?
I have. I like the fact that you just never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Never.
At all, never know. Are you going to take notes today or not take notes?
No. So today we're going to work as a team.
OK.
I'm gonna watch.
Right.
I'm gonna be the eyes on the prize.
OK.
I'm going to be the detail detective, so I'm going to take the notes and take specific details down.
And Dipak?
I was supposed to bring comedy, but I think I'm going to bring another angle, which is tying the observations, the detail together and seeing if we can link things together, get that motive. So kind of what we've learned of what we are good at throughout this. Yeah.
Let's see if this strategy works. It's time for round 1, the crime scene. Knight and Slater meet Simmons at the Mortcliffe Training Company after their annual Christmas party. Off we go.
Silent night? In Mortcliffe? Hardly think that's likely.
Merry Christmas to you both.
You got us here under false pretences, Simmons.
Yeah, is this a surprise Christmas party, Simmons?
No, sorry, it's neither. Yeah, the victim was taken to hospital and pronounced dead on arrival. Glynis Wainthorne, late 50s. Managing director of the Mortcliffe Training Company. They specialise in training financial institutions.
Much needed service, some may say.
She'd come back to the office during the company Christmas party.
Cause of death?
Looks like a heart attack. There's one witness, though, that says it appeared she just went to sleep. I've never heard of a peaceful heart attack. There was an attempt to resuscitate, but no use. There's just something about this death that doesn't sit right with me.
This witness?
Oh, she's waiting for you over there, HR manager.
OK, we'll speak to her now.
Okay. Oh, wait. We found this list by the victim.
You better hang on to it, Simmons. Might be worth checking.
What, worth checking it twice?
Yeah, maybe it'll let us know who's been naughty or nice.
You better watch out. You better take care, Slater. Good evening. I'm D.I. Knight. This is DC Slater.
I'm Marianne Rogers, IT manager. Well, assistant.
I'm Josephine. I saw what happened. I didn't know what to do. I've never seen someone die. Oh God, it was meant to be fun.
What was?
We were all at our Christmas party at the Mortcliffe Inn.
That's around a 5-minute walk from here, isn't it?
It's the last day before the Christmas holidays. We always do a secret Santa, and Glynis's present had been left behind. Josephine offered to come back with her to collect it.
I just came back from the loo, and she was sitting in her chair. I thought she'd fallen asleep. After a few minutes, I realised she wasn't breathing.
I got a phone call from Joe to come over immediately. We rushed over to try and do CPR, but none of us were trained.
Who is the trained first aider in the office?
Glynis.
OK.
The lady that was the HR assistant quoted herself as a HR manager.
Was that the IT?
IT,
yes,
sorry.
Yeah.
IT, yeah. What I also thought about, we do Secret Santa at my work and we do it in the office. We wouldn't take it to the Christmas party because it'd get lost. Someone would leave it there.
Well, that's interesting because so whoever was in charge of the Secret Santa might have had a means to make sure they knew whose present needs to be left behind to get the opportunity to commit the murder, because it's a bit suspicious that your Vic, as in victim, is the only person who had to have their present left behind to go and get it, or something else like that was going on.
And it just so happened that that was the first aider.
Yeah.
Yes.
Convenient.
Let me
Can't
tell you
save
about
yourself.
Let me tell you a bit more about the victim. Today we're investigating the death of Glynis Wainthorne. Glynis was aged 57. She was the managing director of the Morcliffe Training Company. In her personal life, Glynis was married. Glynis was taken to hospital with suspected heart failure, and her time of death was approximately between 10:30 and 11 p.m.
Suspected heart failure, so it's not confirmed just yet.
Yeah, Simmons said something about it. It looked like it was more peaceful rather than a.
Yes, there's a bit of confusion about what actually caused the death, I think, just now.
And Glynis was DOA as well, so she died on scene.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the suspects board. There are two names just now. We have Josephine Monroe, who's the HR manager, and Marianne Rogers, who's the IT assistant.
One thing that I wasn't sure of, what I captured, so the party was at a different location.
Yep.
And Josephine found her, but she said, I'd just come back from the loo.
Yeah.
So had you been there already, left and come back from the loo? That's the bit I didn't understand. If she'd been in the same building, that was more understandable. But
also, if they went together, why did Maureen feel the need to join them?
So I think, didn't one of them come because the Secret Santa had been left?
Realised she wasn't there. I'll come with you.
One present had been left behind.
Yes. Yes. OK, here's the first piece of evidence for you to look at. This is the list of names. It says on the top of it, donors, and then randomise.
And then randomise 16 numbers against each of their names, which is numbered.
Yes.
So does Tim need to get a present for Jasper?
Oh, yeah. So
it's a bit of a strange...
Because Glynis is buying her own present if it is a Secret Santa list, so I'm not sure what donors mean.
OK. Time for round two, last movements. We'll start piecing together Glynis Wainthorne's final hours. Notepads at the ready. Let's see what happened at the office Christmas party.
Stop working so hard and come and have a drink with us.
I will later. Where's me old ball and chain?
What do you call a bunch of chess players bragging about their games in a hotel lobby? Chestnuts boasting in an open foyer.
Chess reminds me of that bloke in Moscow. The chessboard killer. He wanted to kill 64 people, one for every square of a chessboard. But before he could, the police got him. He only killed 63. He must have been gutted.
Must you really mention serial killers tonight? Number 4! Woo. I want that. Number 2.
Now that is something truly novel.
Thanks for helping out, Brian. I couldn't believe when the caterers pulled out at the last minute. With no chance of getting anyone else.
It's great to be appreciated for something in a 32-year marriage, even if it's rearranging vol-au-vents.
Really? You're going to do this tonight?
When else do I ever see you?
Sorry all for being late. I couldn't get out of my meeting in the afternoon, and then there was the trains as usual.
Oh, Glynis, you don't stop working.
It's not going to stop in January.
Guys, where's the last one?
Sorry, I didn't know Glynis would be here. I was told to put it on her desk.
It really doesn't matter.
It absolutely does matter. I'll go back and get it. I've got a couple of things to get before lock-up anyway.
I'll come with you. I could do with the walk.
You'll regret this. I promise you, you'll regret this.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, thanks, Jo.
Back in a mo.
Sure. Honestly, this must have cost more than a tenner.
Well, she's going to have to work hard to live this one down. Ryan, come and have a look at this.
Hi, Jo. We got your picture.
Ouch.
Josephine is an interesting one for me. She's a HR manager, but comes across a little bit unprofessional, taking pictures of her boss possibly asleep.
Let's bring up the new suspects, actually, so you can talk about them. So we can now add 2 more names. Tim Alteron, head of IT, and Brian Wainthorne, who's Glynis's husband. That's 4 names. The board is full.
So, have we got a situation here where the murder didn't happen at 10:25? The murderers set this up. So the position of these people during her death isn't the point. There's something about that necklace or maybe something on her desk that is premeditated. I wrote down, is there an allergy to some metal in her neck?
That's what I thought.
So let's see if we can help you out with some more evidence. We have Josephine's selfie, or Glynis's meeting schedule, and finally the contents of Tim's desk.
If we're saying that the murder happened by it being planted on the desk, who decided that she wasn't going to come to the party and she needed to go back to her desk? So who had Glynis's meeting schedule, knew that she can't make the party?
Do you know what? From what you're saying, I'm edging towards the meeting schedule, but also from the perspective of she's rushed to get there. And then from landing there, realising her present wasn't there, then going straight back to the office. So something could have happened during that meeting, and I'd like to know who was at the meeting.
OK.
Yeah. Cool.
Do you want to see the meeting schedule?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
These are her January appointments.
OK, so she's interviewing new staff members. It'd be great if I said what the job roles were, but this is what we've got.
We've got some movement going on, haven't we?
There's kind of like a reorg going on. People are being interviewed for their own jobs.
Yeah, but then again, there's no familiar names on there.
But at this point, I need to ask you to lock in your prime suspect. Please write a name down in your detective's notebook now. Tell me, who is your prime suspect and why, Bola?
Right, so I've gone for Brian. For me, he just seemed a little bit shifty. How he spoke about his wife was the ball and chain. He prepared the food, and also there was a hint that he didn't feel appreciated by her.
Dipak, who's your prime suspect and why?
So I have gone for Brian.
Right.
The only thing I can grasp hold of, which what Brian picks for, somebody knows her well enough to do something not obvious to kill her.
OK, so it's really down to cause of death in a lot of ways,
Possibly at
isn't
this
it?
stage, yeah.
Eloise, who's your prime suspect and why?
At this stage, I've gone for Josephine.
OK.
just purely because she walked back with her. She was there. She was the one that said, no, let's go back and get your present, as if it was really vital.
Well, in summary, our Armchair Detectives' prime suspects are Bolla has gone for Brian, Dipak has gone for Brian, and Eloise has gone for Josephine. It's on to round 3 now, the police interviews. Knight and Slater are about to question Brian, Josephine and Tim. Who's been naughty and who's been nice? Notepads at the ready, it's off to Mortcliffe Police Station.
We're sorry for your loss, Mr. Wainthorpe.
It's all right.
That must have come as quite a shock to you.
Death is a part of life.
Right.
Can you think of any reason why Glynis was under stress or strain that might have caused her death?
Had a major heart operation, so she was looking to retire fairly soon.
Your wife's medical records show that she was fitted with a pacemaker.
Yes, she was.
You were the only one who had knowledge of her operation? You and the doctors?
I guess.
According to the medical examiner, your wife's pacemaker malfunctioned. It seems it powered down.
The power pack it uses doesn't need to be replaced for 5 years.
According to the photo that you took of the deceased, she was clearly wearing that necklace at the time of her death.
Sorry. I don't understand.
Where is it?
How am I supposed to know?
Well, it looks quite expensive.
Are you accusing me of stealing?
We have your record, Josephine. Shoplifting, stealing from your previous employer. Did you take the necklace?
I can't remember. Look, this is embarrassing. I can become a bit of a magpie when I'm drunk. I could have taken it, but I don't think I did.
We've been told that you organise the Secret Santa and you determine who gets which present?
No, it's random. I'm not great with computers. I just draw up a list of names on a spreadsheet. Ask Marianne, she'll tell you.
Well, we will. She's on leave.
I didn't know she was going away.
She's not. She's just had an emergency at home.
Really?
Yeah, it's something about a runaway cat and a broken cat flap.
A few witnesses saw you arguing with a barmaid at the night of the party.
That's Ellie, my girlfriend.
What was the fight about?
I told her I'd resigned.
And she wasn't happy about that?
She was angry about the new job.
Which is?
I'm going to work for a charity in Russia.
Why's that?
It has the most interesting serial killers.
Right. Now, just to confirm, the IT hacks you had recently...
They weren't hacks. The breaches were internal. We've had a problem with colleagues snooping into each other's files.
And how did you deal with that?
Everyone with mid-level or lower security clearance had cross-user access privileges denied.
And what did a high-level security clearance give you?
Access to CVs, salaries, meetings, minutes, health records even. Everything.
And who had high-level security clearance?
Glynis. And me, of course.
Well, now.
A malfunctioning pacemaker that allegedly only Brian or Tim could have known about, or somebody who had Tim's access.
But he said that there was a problem with people getting into the files, so in theory,
right. So
anyone in that office could have seen it at any given point until he fixed it.
Yeah, even Josephine and Marianne, funny enough.
Yeah, funny enough.
My thoughts around the pacemaker is that the power pack needs replacing every 5 years.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's one thing that stood out for me.
Yeah.
And Brian knew that.
Yeah.
And possibly Tim may know that, and possibly Marianne may know that. The other thing that stood out for me, the pacemaker, how does it malfunction?
Yeah.
Did it malfunction? And if so, could it have been the necklace, the locket,
That's what
the
I mean
metal?
in terms of do certain metals react with other metals?
I'm guessing the pacemaker works by sending a small electrical pulse to your heart to keep it regular because you've got irregular heart thing. So a magnet or something too close to the mechanism because it's all concealed in the chest. You haven't got... I don't think you've got a battery pack on your back, Ghostbusters style.
No.
Who had access to swipe the necklace away as well is a question that I keep...
Let's see if the evidence can help you. Josephine's selfie, the contents of Tim's desk, or the new piece of evidence, Glynis's login history.
So I think when it comes to the login history, at the moment, I'm not ruling out that everybody's been able to get in there.
I'd like to see the desk.
What do you want?
Tim's desk. Let's go with Tim's desk.
OK, let's look at the contents of Tim's desk. So...
Interesting.
So he's addicted to crime. He's a bit of a psycho when it comes to it. He's got serial killers' books on there, crime scenes, obviously how to get away with murder, completely obvious.
He's got an interest in killing.
Yeah.
Yes, he has. And I think we kind of knew that already because he talks about it all the time. He's going to Russia because it's full of serial killers. OK, guys, it's time again to pick your prime suspect. Write it down now. Time's up, Armchair Detectives. Notepads down. Last time, Bola, you chose Brian. Who have you picked this time?
Josephine.
Josephine, why?
She's a criminal, number one.
Yes.
She also possibly steals. She's a bit of a magpie when she drinks. Maybe she kills two.
Maybe she kills two. That's the name of my autobiography. Dipak, last time you chose Brian. Who have you gone for this time?
Marianne. There's something about the access to removing the necklace. Is it convenient? You work with a kleptomaniac ex-thief who's now an IT manager.
Last time, Eloise, you went for Josephine. Have you changed your mind?
Yes, I've gone for Brian.
Brian?
I get that he's got a rocky relationship with his wife. I get that. Even if your marriage is bad, surely you'd at least fake that you're upset.
So let's round up on the suspects. Bola has gone for Josephine, Dipak has gone for Marianne, and Eloise has gone for Brian. Well, now it's on to round 4. Dig deeper. Time to delve into what happened at the Mortcliffe Training Company a day before Glynis's death. Notepads at the ready. Let's head back to Mortcliffe.
That's very odd.
Merry Christmas from MTC. All our operators are currently busy. Please hold the line.
Having a good day?
I can't escape the stupid Christmas music.
Marianne thought it'd be festive. That bad.
I don't mean to sound alarmist, but I think somebody's been accessing my files.
I thought I was imagining things. I'm pretty sure my appointments list for January has been accessed too. There's been another breach in security, Tim.
Happens all the time, I'm afraid.
Get it sorted, will you?
As I've already explained, the only way to
We're not buying any computers this year, Tim. Don't ask me that again. Remove all cross-department privileges and implement it immediately.
That means the only people who can access documents are those who create them. Or you, or me. You sure?
Yes, I'm sure.
Marianne?
Yes?
Can you send an email to everyone to change their passwords immediately? And this time tell them not to write them on a sticky note.
I'll make sure they pick safe passwords, don't worry. I know a trick where...
Get on with it, will you? Right, it's time for our board meeting. What's on the agenda?
The new benefits package for next year.
Yeah, thanks.
Should I join you after I've sent this?
No, it's for management only. You're fine to get on with that.
But next year...
she realise how rude she can be?
It's not a big deal.
To be honest, it makes more sense for you to attend this meeting than me.
How so?
Glynis is on a mission to maximise profits so that our share price increases. I think she's looking to sell some of her options soon.
How does that affect you?
Are you kidding? The squeeze in budgets is driving me crazy. These computers are ancient, slow, bug-ridden, difficult to protect from hacks.
Tell me about it. I'm either asleep or at work. I haven't seen the outside world for a month. Ellie's probably wondering who you are.
Yeah, she's not going to be happy when she hears I've resigned.
You've got another job to go to.
I'm going to follow my passion.
Right about serial killers. You don't think there are far too many people doing that already?
There are. None of them come from my perspective. It's unique.
Okay, okay.
Josephine, again, on the phone, pretty angry. She actually made me jump when she slammed that phone down. So again, she's got a bit of a temper.
Yeah.
She was looking at something on the computer screen and she said, that's interesting. I wonder what that was. Has she got access to something?
But it's been blocked.
Possibly. But also Marianne then made a reference to people writing their passwords down on Post-it notes, which kind of said, like we thought before, it was a bit of a free-for-all.
Maybe.
Marianne herself, she's got big ideas for herself, hasn't she?
Yeah. She's definitely... I mean, if we're following what motives are, does she want to be bigger than she is?
I feel like she doesn't feel valued.
Yes, let's look at some evidence, see if we can help you out. You can have Josephine's selfie, Glynis's login history, or the new item of evidence, the IT department's password security poster.
I feel like we're forgetting about the selfie, and for me, are we going to see something behind the selfie that is to set off her pacemaker?
Could we maybe go for the selfie because it was there initially? Put it to bed and then possibly go for the login history afterwards.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the selfie.
What's that? So the necklace is there.
I'm just going to jump in on this one here. You put a necklace on, a pendant's going to make it dangle down the middle. It has been specifically positioned a couple of inches to the left. Technically, that's where you think your heart is, but it should be down in the middle anyway. So someone's touched it. That's what I'm trying to say. So then who removed it between that selfie and Socko getting there?
And do we now believe that that was used as the murder weapon?
Armchair detectives, it's prime suspect time again.
Never.
I need you to write down who you think your prime suspect is now. Bola, last time you picked Josephine. Who have you gone for this time?
Stuck.
Josephine?
Yeah. Gosh, this is a tough one. But I'm going back to the beginning of when she was intent on going with her to get the gift. I was thinking, what's the motive, though? And they mentioned that Glynis was... Am I right? She was going to sell off some of the business?
Yeah.
So maybe she was worried for a job, quite possibly.
Maybe.
So that's where I'm at.
OK. Dipak, last time you picked Marianne. Have you changed your mind?
I've moved on.
Who have you moved on to?
I've moved on to Josephine.
Why?
There's a hook there with that lingering look. I keep coming back to it. I wrote a note and I read it again and reminded myself, why would you bother looking about what someone's opening?
Eloise, last time you went for Brian. Have you changed your mind?
Yeah.
Who have you gone for?
I've gone for Marianne.
OK.
Just because she sits opposite Tim, who's obviously very much interested in serial killers and the way they kill, and she did say to him, so you're following your passion. So they've obviously had a lot of conversations, as you do, with colleagues, and the fact that she felt underappreciated, and obviously she was there to remove the necklace.
Yes.
And get rid of the evidence.
Yes. OK. Bola has gone for Josephine, Dipak has gone for Josephine, and Eloise has gone for Marianne. Well, now it's time for round 5, the final clues. Will Knight and Slater find enough clues to cancel someone's Christmas? Notepads at the ready. Let's head back to Mortcliffe.
Wonder if it'll snow in Moorcliff this year, so...
I don't do small talk, Slater. You should know that by now.
Let me know if you get visited by 3 ghosts tonight, sir.
No, Scott, I don't know why the cat flap's still not working. Can't you just open the door? Yes, I know he's faster than Usain Bolt. You chose him. I have to go. Bye.
Sorry to interrupt your call.
It's no problem. Just domestic admin. Excuse the mess. Here it is. Sorry, takes a while.
Slow computers.
Doesn't really help when you're trying to be time efficient.
Well, thanks for coming in to take us through the system. Our SOCO lead officer showed us a list of names.
Oh, that? It's nothing really. Is it the donor or recipient list?
There's 2.
Yes, the donor list is the one I do, then Josephine makes up the recipient side. It's random. The computer decides. We break it into 2 parts so no one can rig it. I draw up a list of names, then assign them numbers. Then on Jo's side, she assigns those numbers to random recipients.
Didn't realise you were in today, Marianne.
The detectives asked me.
So what's this all about?
Oh, we wanted to see Josephine's Secret Santa list.
Marianne doesn't have clearance. Let me log into my account.
Tim, about the other night with Ellie.
Here you are, detectives. This is the spreadsheet.
If you press F9 several times, you'll see that the spreadsheet randomises everything. That's how she did it.
Thank you, Marianne.
Can you show us login attempts by Glynis over the past week?
Sure. They seem normal, apart from that day.
You're in the Christmas spirit, Slater.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, sir. Even for us detectives.
Yeah, well, I'll have that tune going around my head all day now, along with your terrible whistling.
It's not terrible.
Oh, clever.
What?
Very clever.
What is?
Oh. What?
So he was whistling along to the song, and he said it's going to get stuck in my head all day, along with your whistling.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had a light bulb moment. I don't get it, but you're the connection guy. I'm the watcher.
What was the song that was being whistled?
Jingle all the way. Right. One thing I am going to say, and this might be relevant, when it came to talking about the Secret Santa list,
yes.
Marianne was talking about how she randomises the numbers and then Josephine randomises the numbers, so they both get involved in it. And it's a computer-generated list.
Yes.
But what Josephine actually said way back when she was talking about the Secret Santa, she said she draws up a list of names.
Yes.
Now, she doesn't draw up a list of names, does she? Because Marianne inputs the names.
Yes.
She then sends it across
to
Josephine and she puts the numbers in and randomises it. So she wasn't drawing anything.
Yes.
Or was just that just an expression?
Okay.
And
This is about...
pregnancy test.
Oh,
is that what it was?
Marianne is learning things by repetition. That jingle bells was stuck in your head because Marianne has been sitting there. She's been learning about F9, how to change the list until she gets what she wants. She's been watching Tim and nicking passwords and being able to access where she needs to be.
Let me see if the evidence backs you up, because you've got one more evidence pick. You can have either Glynis's login history or the IT department's password security poster.
I actually think the poster's going to possibly give us more than the login history, because we've kind of been given a clue that we've seen that someone logged in when somebody wasn't there. So the MD wasn't there, and yet a login happened with them. Right, let's hit that poster, because I didn't want it.
I'm going for the login history.
The problem I've got right now is I've not ruled out anyone.
Eloise, tell me now.
The login.
Let's see Glynis's login history. This is the day before her death. So someone has been trying to access her computer and finally got access to it at 10:58 and 51.
Yeah, why would they want to see it the day before? Because that doesn't tie into the whole idea of a premeditated murder and knowing about the medical history and doing this in a timely fashion. This is someone rushing for some reason to look in there.
OK, armchair detectives. The big moment has come. Will you have an early Christmas present by guessing today's killer? You're about to make your final accusation for the chance of winning another golden magnifying glass. It's time to answer the only question that matters. Who done it? Let's find out who you've accused. Bola, who are you accusing?
Josephine.
Why?
All the evidence that I've got, her shiftiness, her looking at the computer, wanting to see her put the necklace on.
Dipak, who are you accusing?
OK, I'm accusing Marianne. She's got the opportunity to get around, she's involved with IT, but I'm sticking with her.
Okay.
She knows too much.
Eloise, who are you going for?
I've gone back to Josephine.
Right.
Why did she seem to look and wait as if to say, put it on and die?
Don't you do that all again?
Absolutely.
No.
So, Bola is accusing Josephine, Dipak is accusing Marianne, and Eloise is accusing Josephine. You've left a final piece of evidence like leftover turkey on Boxing Day. Let's take a look if this could have helped you. It is the IT department's password security poster. Let's have a look at it. Does that assist you at all?
No.
So let's find out what really happened in today's story. Mistletoe and crime. Who killed Glynis Wainthorne? Let's find out. Who done it?
Tim, he had an abnormal interest in murder and had ultimate access to everyone's information. He could have easily found out about Glynis's pacemaker.
He'd already resigned, though, and there's no evidence to link him. He had means and opportunity, but no motive.
Brian?
Didn't seem to like his wife very much, did he?
Yeah, no, he wasn't that upset when he found out about her death.
Yeah, he knew about the pacemaker, and he was at the pub. 5 minutes away, he could easily have made it back to the office. So he had motive, means, and opportunity. Where's the evidence?
Marianne?
Yes, and her pregnancy test.
2 lines, it was positive.
Yeah, and they've been trying for ages. She was due a big promotion, which would have made her life so much easier.
And she didn't have the same unlimited access as Tim had.
She had enough, though.
You had access to all the confidential information for the employees for MTC, didn't you?
Medium-level access only.
Which you used very efficiently to discover that Glynis was doing interviews for new jobs.
A job you wanted?
Well...
It's also how you found out Glynis had a pacemaker fitted a few years ago.
Now, your colleagues started to notice that on certain documents the timestamps had been changed. Now, we know you had control of 1/2 of the Secret Santa list, but how to rig the other half that was in Josephine's computer, bearing in mind that your security level had been downgraded, so you couldn't get in.
When Tim sent advice around the company for people to change their passwords, you encouraged them to use memorable phrases. This was especially helpful to Josephine, who was a self-confessed technophobe.
So, if you're a fan of Beauty and the Beast, say, you could take the first letters of each word and use the password of BATB, couldn't you?
It's too short. It's got to be 8 characters minimum.
We looked at a list of failed login attempts. WWYAMCAAHNYD. First lines of a song, right? We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And this one, DDMOHIHTBAR. Ding dong merrily on high, etc.
So with a few failed attempts, you finally hit on the right password, so you were able to access Josephine's user account.
They could have chosen anything.
Yes, but you arranged for Christmas music to be played throughout the company. In the lift, the music when you're on hold for the IT help desk.
The staff had been complaining of the same music being played repetitively until it lodged into their brains. You got lucky and Josephine used one of the songs to generate a password for her account.
With this access, you were able to rig the other half of the Secret Santa list so that Glynis always got present number 3. And you donated that present.
You have no proof, just crazy Christmas songs.
Well, there is one thing that pacemakers are vulnerable to.
The pendant was hanging rather unnaturally on the left side of her body. You know why that is, don't you? The pendant was a magnet.
A magnet strong enough to play havoc with a pacemaker. She put it on, and a few minutes later she was dead. You rushed over to give her CPR. Perfect opportunity to reclaim present number 3.
You knew Josephine would be blamed for theft. You checked her files.
Where on earth would I get a magnet like that from?
How's your cat? I wonder if we examined its collar, if we'd find a heart-shaped magnet missing.
No, Scott, I don't know why the cat flap's still not working. After all the work, all the loyalty, Glynis had back-to-back interviews, people less skilled than me, with less experience. She was going to veto my promotion and replace Tim with an outside candidate. She didn't deserve to live.
That doesn't give you the right to take her life, though, does it?
Congratulations, Dipak. You caught today's killer and win another golden magnifying glass. I'm so sorry, Bola and Eloise, not this time. How many of you got that right, Armchair Detectives? Quite love you. How many worked out it was the cat? Yes, it's always the cat. Now, throughout the series, all of you detectives have won at least one golden magnifying glass, but you haven't received them yet. So I'm going to give them to you now, and I've got some special guests to help me with that. Come on in, bring in the golden magnifying glasses. How are you both?
Very well, thank you.
Very well. Where's Slater?
Oh, he's off getting me a coffee.
Right, he does like coffee. We know that, don't we? Well, thank you for coming in. I'm going to ask you to hand out the trophies in just a moment. But first, that's all for this series of Armchair Detectives. We hope to see you again soon. Have a Merry Christmas. And remember, no one gets away with murder in Mortcliffe. Goodbye. Hand out those trophies. Go on, hand them out. Well done. Well done, well done, well done, well done to all of you.